Hey everyone, welcome back. So I've refrigerated from my dough for 30 to 60 minutes, let's just say. And you can refrigerate it up to 24 hours if you want. Now this is basil pesto, and I am just going to flatten this out with our wooden rolling pin to about 1/4 of an inch thick. And I'm going to make it into a long rectangle type shape because the amount is about 3 inches or so through this section. So I'm going to flatten it as much as I can here, and then I'm going to cut it in half so that it when it goes through the roller, it's going to spread out, and we don't want it to hit the sides. So let me just show you what I mean. Now there are 3 settings. You set it to custom speed of 1. You always use 1 for pasta, and you're going to want to start on setting 3. So you pull the knob on the end out and you rotate it until you're at 3, because we're going to go 3, 2, 1, and then we'll be done. So I'm going to just take my little spreader here, which has a tiny little serrated edge to it, and I'm just going to gently slice through this so I have a long thin piece. We're going to go ahead and turn the machine on. I have it facing you. And it's pretty thick right now, but watch. As soon as it goes through, it's going to start spreading out. See that? It's starting to get thicker, spreading right out. And you run it through 2 times on setting 3, then 2 times on setting 1, or 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to add the attachment on to get to the fettuccine or the spaghetti. So this way, when you go to cook your pasta, it's going to be the same thickness all around, so it'll cook evenly. So once I go through twice, I'm going to come over and show you guys the thickness of that. And it's pretty thin. You would think that this would be thin enough, but I did a test run before coming on with you guys, and it was a big difference. So this is setting 3. So now we're just going to hit the pause button for a second. Turn it to 2. We're going to run it twice through it, 2. Oh, went a little crooked. Going to hit the sides. It's all right. I'm figuring it out as we go. Next time I might even make it skinnier, because it keeps getting, as you go through, it gets fatter and fatter, and I think that it's just kind of hitting off to the sides here. There we go. By the time I've done this 10 times, I'll be a pro. I'll be able to show you guys a much better video in a couple of months, trust me. Alright, so now we go with this. I love the fact that I am making my own pasta. I have never made pasta, and I had considered buying a KitchenAid with the attachment to it, and my husband bought me a KitchenAid for Christmas, and right after, in March, Pampered Chef came out with our deluxe cooking stand mixer. So I'm pretty excited that it now has this pasta attachment. So we're going to hit pause. I'm going to turn it all the way down to 1. It doesn't take very long. And then we're going to put it through twice at level 1. And then I'm going to get the attachment. I'll show you how the attachment goes on, and we'll actually make fettuccine with this. I got to tell you, the basil pesto smells delicious. Ooh, I have a lump. That's where that tear is coming from. I have a lump. Let's see what's going to happen. Will it go through? I might have to... Well, it's going to go through. Here it comes. There we go. So that's what happens. If you get a lump, it clumps up. So if you have a little piece of pasta in it, you got to let that go through first. Otherwise, you're going to have disaster. There we go. All right. Oh. It stopped the amount of time because I did a whole batch before I came on live. So turn it back on. All right. There we go. That's 2. Now we'll go 2 with this one. Then we'll be done. We'll put the attachment on. Yeah, it was just a little clump of dough that was stuck to my pasta piece from the board here, and it was too thick and it clumped up and it just tore the center of my pasta piece. So I'm learning, make sure you keep your board clean of those little bits and pieces. There's once. There's twice. And then we're going to cut it to the length that we want. Behind me on the cutting board, I already did that. I kind of cut this long piece like in half. And this one's pretty long. I might cut it in thirds. Alright, so we'll stop here so you guys can see what's next. Okay, so we're going to take this, I'm going to take my little pieces off, and we're going to cut this like in half here. Whoops, I used the serrated side so it actually cuts. There we go. So more easier size to handle. Plus when you go to twirl your spaghetti or fettuccine on your fork, you don't want it too long, right? So we'll do that. So the way that you put this attachment onto the front of the deluxe stand mixer is you actually take off the cover here. I think I have it sitting here. Yeah. You take off the cover off the front. You just pop this out. And let me get the fettuccine attachment here. Okay. And you just take the fettuccine attachment and you put it in. There's only one way to put it in. And then you twist it. That's it. And then it's always on speed 1. And now, I'm sure. Oh. Always on speed 1, as I say. Ready? And here comes my fettuccine. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Here, we'll just turn that sideways. Like this. Look at that, guys. Is that not a thing of beauty? And you can put a little flour on your pasta before you put it in here. That way it won't stick, but we're going to cook this right away. But if you wanted to freeze it, you could do that as well. Alright, let me get the rest through. And the way you want to freeze this is you would take your long pieces of fettuccine or spaghetti like this, and then you would turn it and you just make like a little round ball of it, and you flash freeze them on a sheet pan in the freezer, and then once they're frozen you can put them like in a Ziploc bag, and then when you take them out you literally can just plop these into boiling water, and it only takes about 1 to 2 minutes to cook fresh pasta like this, and if it's frozen it's only 3 to 4 minutes because it's so thin. Oops, here we go. Let's get that to go through. Look at this. Is that not the coolest thing ever? So this has taken me less than, other than the dough, which I had to put in the refrigerator, this has taken me like, oh, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes tops to make this whole thing. I am so going to impress my guests. I'm going to make homemade pasta. So who wants to come to dinner? I will boil and I will show you the finished cooked pieces when I am done. So thanks for joining the Reluctant Chef, everyone.